Oh, speak the... Oh, why'd you log me out? What the fuck? I just logged in. My computer behaves so weird. Okay, I'm trying to put the chat back up here. I want to do this so I can continue. I'm sorry if I'm low energy. It's a holiday, and I am sober. Which I was not the last time we did one of these conlang streams. Nonetheless, I'm still trying to go at the... Okay, you got the thing up on Tumblr?
I did.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There I am. Give me the chat. I need a chat. Rah. 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 Come on, I want to get back into look into the chat. Come on. I know I'm back online. I gotta figure out a way to kill time.
Chat, yes. Somebody.
Welcome, surprise round RPG. That's me trying to do a secret handshake. Wow, Case, I can't believe you're a furry. Case is a furry. It seems the chat is not available. Okay, I can... I'm here. I'm here. Where the fuck is the chat? Where is the chat? It's not here. It would seem chat is not available. Now it is. Now I'm here. Let me pop this out. Pop. Here we go. Fucking chat time. Right. So, does anybody know what makes a language a language? Because there's a few layers of this. One is that you combine sounds in a certain sequence with a certain rhythm. And, you know, that's about it. That's about it on every level. It's just the more and more complex arrangement. Putting sounds together to create a meaning. Letters and shit. That's also true. Letters represent sounds. Letters came much later, though.
I'm trying to remember the terminology for it, but you know how signs convey information by having symbols.
Yeah.
It's all that.
Yeah. We had symbols with our language, and then eventually we started using symbols elsewhere, like with writings on things. Did I miss a lecture? Did we have one? I'm just saying, like, general fucking, what's a language? You got nouns, you got verbs, you got adjectives and adverbs, and this is all, you know, easy ways to section off language. Stuff that is, you know, things that are being done, and ways to describe them, and then all of the words in between that modify those things. That's it. That's it. That's mostly what gives language their structure. It's the different components of grammar. There's also phonetics. Is phonetics and morphology, which is the way that these things form words, and like the way that sounds, what sounds are in the language, and what things they form, and how you form syllables and how syllables form words. Those are all processes that lead up to, you know, these different kinds of words. And so there are different fundamental ways you can make sounds, different ways you can organize those ways that you're making those sounds. And then you basically figure out what role each of those sounds has. Those groups of sounds, rather. So I kind of want to create. Let's keep the animal selection to mammals, because I want to see if we can. I want to see if we can infer some about the culture of the language through, you know, the way that a species behaves, more than really affecting the sounds of it with the suggestions, because I sort of want to look at mentality more so than just the bare way that they produce sounds, because that's fun to think about, but you know, once you kind of elevate to a palette that's more relatable, you can explore more about like what language is and does. So here's where we're at, and over the next, what time is it? 8:36. Over the next hour and a half, what?
6:36.
6:36. 18:36. This is my clock. I'm really bad at numbers today. I don't know what's up. I'm so tired. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Pterodactyl. Oh my God, is that the pterodactyl? Is that you, Jess? Are you here? Is it language time? Have you found me? In the wild? It's me. Welcome! It's been so long! This is my friend Jess from, like, years ago. Back when I used to, like, talk with, like, Homestuck voice actors and, like, animus and go to anime conventions. Back in those dark days. Oh my God, you got my...
Oh, guess what? You can buy a shirt.
Oh yeah! Marty's here repping my merch. So, my friend Jess is here from way back.
Whoa.
I was thinking about how much I missed you today, and I saw that you were streaming. Oh my God. Thank you for stopping by. It's a very, very lax stream. I'm not doing a lot of this shit I'm doing. I'm just sitting here talking.
Good shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping by. Everyone who wasn't here before, this is Madi.
Over here.
Yeah,
I'm
over here
usually
on
over here.
stream.
Okay.
What is this?
It's my favorite.
Oh, okay, like a drawing. Okay, so you don't like fuck with the...
Yeah.
Right.
The screen.
Sorry, I was just like grabbing your hand, like, whoa.
Good. Grab one.
It's okay, it's lovely to hear your voice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. God. Ooh, that's roasty. I love that.
Crusty.
Roasty. Absolutely. So, if I want to give some examples of other conlangs that I've done to inspire directions that we could move in, there is one called Anglic that I've worked on for about 3 years. Long ass time ago, I was sitting in my basement thinking about, like, what if I redid English? And, you know, enough drugs and spare time later, this is like 50 pages. I don't think I've really worked on it for a couple months, but, you know, there's 50 pages of grammar and examples that you can read, and there is a lexicon of over 2,000 words, and if you go to case.dog/conlang, case.dog/conlang, you can find also a memorized vocab course, and as a supplement to all the documentation, there's a YouTube playlist where every once in a while, maybe like twice a year or so, like, I add lessons and readings of English so you can hear what it is, see what it is. And this is basically Old English standardized. If Old English, like after, you know, just some Germanic people showed up, like the Anglo-Saxons, if they just sat there and fought out and, you know, had the Latin alphabet, but like worked with shit for a while and worked out their own shit, this is roughly an equivalent of what I think English would be in like a modern construction. But yeah, that's Anglic. And that's one that I've worked on. There's also Vandalic, and Vandalic I've worked on for less. It's like it's more proto-language kind of based. It's based more on Gothic, which is actually a language. has a similar alphabet and shit to Anglic, and has similar grammar. It's just kind of expanded. But this is what I fucking do in my spare time. I make these languages. These are my, like, children. That and all of the... This is kind of like... you know how in the field there's some waves on a bunch of planes, and when those planes, like, waves get loud enough and in the same place, then we see, like, a particle in that place? Basically, the stuff that you're seeing of, like, the world building and the writing that I do is, like, the tip of the iceberg of this vast, like, amount of stuff that I have written down, and, like... we're gonna be working on that soon. You're gonna be seeing way more of that soon. You already saw some with Jacqueline. But yeah, I also make... Oh, and there's, I took this route down even further, and another conlang that I'm working on called Aknepen, is based on Sanskrit. It's based... Also, like, the whole culture is based on the idea of the Anunnaki, and, like, a bunch of those, like, legends and the kind of, like, mental constructs that they come from. But we've been chanting in it. I came up with a couple mantras, and we went into the theater just to hear how, like, the overtones and shit sound, and it's fun.
I like it a lot.
It's really, like, we have a couple... I have a couple phrases so far, and they're pretty similar. The language is pretty fucking similar to Sanskrit. Sanskrit's a descendant from Proto-Indo-European, so that makes sense, but we have... Will ponti stom will om. And when you do that in such a way where, like, you're fucking pushing harmonics, you can kind of throat sing, like, into a different, like, Will ponti stom ul om. And there's a higher, like, tone to it, and it's fun to do when you hear it echo back. I've been barraged with friend issues. I'm sorry. Good luck with that. Anyway. Languages. You can make them resonant. You can make them rhythmic, like Vandalic is. So you can speak these languages fluently. That's so amazing. Yeah, some of them, I guess, like Anglic, I could do the Lord's Prayer in Anglic because it's my, like, kind of go-to. I don't know if I have renderings here. No, I have the Tower of Babel. Sås, the earth hade rammetungen en samma sprätt. Thade ofläta fest. De finden an velden Chinadesland in wondernas. De see queth kumana. Uten maken a tielis in bakken bij vier. En haben we tielis verstanis in pitch for Willem. En de queth kumana, we shall see makon sted in tor. Sidde min grof ratchen of heaven. En we namen even a cleomund. Arwes in todalen jon de la erdes. Soth, de drichten as stied. De druchte nach stied swadet seon steden tor so the Adam's son is build. In the quest, la, if the folk water on, and all habit on a sprach, and nu they in werchen. None them for held of fram that they wills. Je uten komena, thade neither gamen for mixen der tongue, swade midmanis de here seek, and yet de drichten todaled them af utathar. Todaled them utathar, sorry, over alle earth, and they blind build in the berg. Thif ze todad sundur and over das bradat landa, swachwi the hat babel. Thifta you mix in the tungas alle earthis. So that's the Tower of Babel story in Anglic. Sounds very Scandinavian. Yeah, this is pretty... It's pretty Germanic. It's got a lot of ties to that. I took some Norse as inspiration, but it's mostly like Dutch and German. That's the inspiration. That and Old English. It's obviously old. It's basically Old English, which with German, Dutch, and Norse influence. Vandalic is also interesting. I do believe I have some renderings of it. Nothing substantial, apparently. I guess the Vandalic renderings are elsewhere. But there's a Lord's Prayer in that. It's like Ata Unsa. But yeah. I love languages. I love coming up with languages. It is, like, what time is it?
I'm here.
Oh,
Here. Hi.
hello. Welcome.
Oh,
6:45. So we could get, like, sounds. We could get sounds and, like, we could probably still come up with a whole fucking sentence in an hour. It's not that difficult. I think it's fun. I want to explain why vowels sound the way they do. I talk a lot about the harmonic series, right? Before I jump into this, before we jump into sounds, I can give you guys a little bit of an experimentation on sounds here. If I have this thing, where's it getting input from? Let me make sure. Let me just make sure I got all this lined up. Audio playback. Sapphire. Audio Sapphire. Okay. I don't know how to delete this. I think I have to record over it. Oh no, I'm making a different track. How do I get rid of this shit? Okay, new. No. So let's make some vowel sounds. E, o, oo, oo. So we have some vowel sounds. Now let's take this thing where we can add a new spectrogram, I believe. Yeah. So this here is the visual representation of frequencies that I just recorded. So let's straighten these out. Let's see. How do I do this? Whoa. Hybrid. View. Alright, I want to zoom in on this because I want to show some harmonics here. Oh, it's choppy. Choppy. Right. Okay. Color. Sunset. Cherry. Banded. Wasp. Ice. Show me fucking high game. Jesus Christ. Green. Alright. I want to try to crop this down to just like human speech levels. I don't quite know how to do that. I think. Yeah. Look at all these frequencies. I remember, like, being able to adjust more of this. Oh, there we go. That's what I want.
Ooh. Sorry.
View, call. View. Alright, so, as you can see here, there's fundamental frequencies on the bottom. And then there are, these bands above them. With the letter ah, whoa. It's not playing. Take me back to the beginning. Come on. Ain't playing. Well, let's look at these vowels anyway. So we have this ah here. And you can see it's about, holy shit, this is actually not... This is really hard to explain. There's a whole, like, I'm trying to restrict it to just, like, the palette of human hearing. But it's, like, just not letting me... This is about here. This is about good. Basically, you have a fundamental frequency, and then you have other frequencies above this frequency. These are harmonics, these other bands here. And you can see these ahs, they're really open. They have a lot of harmonics, a lot of harmonic content above it. When you get to... I can't even hear that shit. I think I did A. If you get to A, you see a different set of harmonics. E, you see a different set of harmonics. For these different vocals, you can see that there's a different... The bands that are there are different amounts of solidity and have, like, highlights in different places. Yet the central tone of the bottom is the same. Because the bottom, the red one is the dominant pitch. It's the pitch you're saying. All of these other things are overtones, and these are the harmonic series. Ah has very good energy up to the 7th harmonic, and I wish I could make this more clear, but I'm not good enough at this software in particular. Yeah, there's basically a way that vowels came from, like, not... Hang on. There's a way that vowels came from, like, being recognized from just strings of sounds as different things. And I would say that initially they were probably extensions of different semivowels. I would say, let's make some really big letters. Really big letters. I just got another hands on. MT, that's cool. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Alright. When do you want me to, like, fly down? I can perform amputation.
Amputation?
Yeah.
Madi can do amputations, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, let's consider some semivowels. I'm gonna use A for as a semivowel, even though it's not a fucking semivowel. But, we have A. Let's make a big A. A. Big A. So we have and it's really more like like uh-oh, we have this sound. It's not it's just but I'm gonna mark it with A. So we have in kind of like the middle of our mouth, supposedly. At the front of our mouth we have ooh, w, and then at the back of our mouth we have ya. So w, ya, wa, ya. You can start to think of if you want another sound, you could probably take the and move it back somehow, like So you have an you have that now. So now you have these different semivowels. W, ya, and la. This is the different semivowels that Semitic pays attention to. And the idea is that there's essentially a syllabulary with some sounds implied to be dropped. These can give you hints into other vowels. If you're trying to add, I just want to make this big, so let me make it big. Let me keep it big. Okay. Wayo. Anyway, if you have a, like, let's, give me a consonant.
T.
T. Give me another consonant.
B.
B. Alright, so, say if you have, something like tub, or tube, that you want to write down, but you don't understand vowels. You'd have t, and you know there's a w, so tub, tub. So you can imply this, you know, if you're reading these as syllables. Tub. You know, you can sort of arrive at that situation. So if you combine two w's, you get an oo. Definitively. If you combine two ye, you get an I. An E sound. If you try to combine o with o, you get... Does this think this is a heading? What the fuck? Is this a game to you? Oh no, it's over a page. Some fucking Is this a game to you?
This is a game, dude.
So o, you know, that eventually gets simplified down into o because you could round it and you can have your lips do the same thing, so your throat's doing less. And then like if you want to try to extend that sound, that you pretty much just end up with ah. So begets ah. And these pretty much, you know, you can get a few other sounds from this. If you want to find a midpoint between ah and e, this diphthong can become I. It can also become a. Au is also another way that you can get to o. And then if you have longer extensions like I, you have English I. I is just I. I. So. And you can get, you know, you can get a bunch of diphthongs like this. But this is how vowels form. I think it would be fun to do an entirely... I think we did consonant vowel for the last one, didn't we? Didn't we have some kind of... we had some finals? I'm not sure if we did.
Yeah, I think so.
We could do a syllabary, like a consonant vowel, and then we could not... We could try to keep as few... I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I am too, but I don't have a brain. It's a little hard.
How many vowels? Okay, what kind of vowels should we... Should we handle vowels at all? Here's my question to you. Should we handle vowels at all in this language, or should it be things that are implied, or should our only vowel be and we just affect to try to get different things out of it? Would you rather we have different vowels, or would you rather we focus on other tonal qualities other than just the overtones of a vowel and how to get to them? What do y'all think? Because I'm into the idea of having like 3 vowels, but having 2 of them be like semivowels. That's a thing I like doing. Qua. Qua.
Qua?
Qua.
Qua?
Qua. Oh boy.
Qua.
Qua. Whoa. Whoa. Where's the chat here? I'm typing, sorry, I promise I'm here. Oh my god. I forgot literally everything that was just said. That's fun. Anyway. Would you rather this language handle vowels at all? That was the only question. Would you rather...
Do you like vowels?
Do you like vowels?
Anybody a fan? Well, I had to burp. Anybody a fan of vowels in here?
Yeah.
Like me and nervous, like, open mic night. So anybody like vowels?
Man, is anybody into vowels here?
Yeah.
Does anybody here use vowels?
You just look around.
Because goddamn.
Take a swig.
I think I'm done with them. I don't think we need vowels.
Sure.
Can I buy a vowel? They're not very cheap. Vowels are cool. I think what you said about there being only one vowel is really interesting. I'm thinking about a language with 0 vowels. A language with 0 vowels. I mean, if you have 0 vowels, you basically end up with 1 vowel because you only get you get like a between sounds. You can only use vowels in the language if you buy them from the vowel store. That would be funny. One thing that you could do is like the more vowels, the more different kinds of vowels a thing has, it could represent status. You know, certain vowels could have like, you know, different tones to them. We could explore that. I like the idea of having 3 vowels. I kind of want to have 3 vowels. And I like e, and oo. So I think we're gonna go with the Holy Trinity. Bottom open, e, and oo. Front open and back closed, or back rounded. And I think this is a really only the upper class can use vowels. Yeah, O's and A's are restricted to people with status. You cannot use them. You only got e, oo, and You can't even use You can only use Real is forbidden. Christ. Peons do not have true
Taboos.
Yeah. Let's make this another bird language. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then we could have short versions of the vowels, but you know, these are gonna be the main vowels. Okay. So we have vowels. That's fine. Plebs don't interact. It's a cool idea, honestly. That'd be so neat for a fantasy kingdom AU. Yeah, where like the dialects of the language are literally split up by the phonetics you're allowed to use. Vandalic has something similar to that, where there's different. It's sort of like a Low German, High German situation, though, where there's like there's the consonants actually have a different way to pronounce them. Having that change for vowels would be really interesting. Another thing that you could do is introduce vowels only for prepositions, or not prepositions, tenses, changing tenses and changing conjugations. But we're gonna move into consonants because vowels are fun. If we have e, we gotta have ya. We gotta justify that. If we have oo, we gotta have w. We gotta justify that. All the rest of this, we can pick and choose. They only use 3 vowels and go I.
All the time. That's the only word.
What do they say? What do they say when they're surprised? Fuck.
Hi.
Aye. Yeah. They only use the vowels.
Whoa.
Yeah.
With some huh in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was 4 letters.
Yeah.
Oh, 4.
That
5.
would be really interesting, actually. Having something that's only fucking vowels, like mostly vowels. Having a language that's mostly vowels, but not, like not vowels. Like there's only 3 vowels, but most of the fucking. That's funny. I would like that. We can say the most common semi-vowels. The most common consonant. We can say the most common consonants are ya, wa, and so that way we have the semi-vowel versions of those vowels.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Have you created names that like correspond with your languages? I do have. It's really funny. In Aknepen, there's actually 3 characters that are like characters in my book that you've created names that correspond with your like consonant. But there in Aknepen, there's like these names that I then had to anglicize so I could like write properly. Yeah, I have like naming systems in Anglic and like other shit. That's like I remember I used to be really excited and like post about that shit back on like our old fucking group chat. I don't even know if that still exists anymore. I think it does. But yeah, there's one fucking Jupiter Jerry was one character's name, and it got anglicized Jupiter Jericho. One of them means they live in the moon of Jupiter, and so they're, you know, Jupiter and then Moon Temple is what I named them. The Fruity Rumpus chat, yeah, fucking it was the Fruity Rumpus chat, I guess. That was a long.
You had a Fruity Rumpus chat too. I had
Yeah,
like 5.
everybody had a Fruity Rumpus chat. I was in like 3 different friend groups that all had Fruity Rumpus chats.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
They were all those kind of friend groups that were like, oh, we're gonna do fucking crazy great things where our life should. It kind of like those high school friend groups that think like, you know, their lives should be a sitcom.
Yeah.
Man, everybody in every Fruity Rumpus chat I used to talk to was like that. Some of them actually are like voice actors, like legitimately now, but most of them are like.
No, I had one chat that's actually survived still.
Fruity Rumpus.
No, yeah, I had one chat that I'm still friends with everybody there, and I talked to them today, literally. 4 years ago we started that.
Yeah.
Survived the test of time.
Man. Jazz. It's been so long. Tyler and Austin are getting legit roles. Yeah, that's cool. I'm proud of them. I got a whole fucking time has passed. Time has passed. Unfortunately. Fortunately for me, time has passed. I think I'm doing better. You know, there's a lot of people who had. I watched Mob in English and I was like, fuck, that's Chris. Yeah. Oh my god. That friend group had some talented people in it. It's, man, the fandom days. I fucked off back to Kenosha. In the meantime, just to summarize what's happened to me is, I've been just recording music and doing shit here. I've been helping internet friends move into my building so we can be like, you know, a furry artist collective. And yeah, and we hang out in the theater, and I'm talking to more musicians around here, and we're jamming, collaborating, and getting people from that I used to play like with 10 years ago back together to like jam and do shit, and it's fun. Everything's been fun. Like we're literally kind of living that fantasy of like the you know, the whole like found family and living in like an apartment building with all your friends just down the hall and like chilling, drawing art and like cooking and making stuff and like, you know, having gay ass tea parties and stuff. We've been doing all that and it's really fun. But that's where I'm at now. It's Labor Day though, so I slept most of the day. And now I'm sitting here, I'm supposed to be talking about continents, but I'm not! I'm talking about my life! You should have... I'm so happy you're living the dream and living your best life. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your appreciation. I appreciate you coming to this stream. Oh my god. You should check out when I'm recording sometime too. It gets kind of nuts. Not so much on Twitch. I've sort of choked my audience down on Twitch a little bit. I'm trying to reboot some things. Sorry to get nostalgic. Nah, I live for nostalgia. I look back to a lot of fun times I had in the ham steak fandom. Now I listen to Chips and Bottles every day at work. Oh my god. Case force feeding us Twitch. Take it! Take this Twitch! Take this streaming service!
This is like a little tiny spoon, like, you know.
Yeah, oh my god. Honestly, verdict is still out on if I keep doing this Twitch stuff, but I'm gonna keep at it. Anyway, so, consonants. Languages usually come up with consonants in series of, you can see there's this row, there's this row, and there's this row. And they're all pretty much filled in, you know, all the way down. Because, like, if you articulate sounds in the same place and you have a few different modes of articulation, you're only really going to combine the elements that you know and maybe stray every once in a while. So, most languages have pa, ta, and ka. Pa, ta, and ka. And every other sound around those, like b, v, fa, ma. Oh my god. Not Carly is now hosting.
What?
Not Charlie's now hosting my stream. I'm getting hosted. Thank you.
Whoa.
I'm getting hosted.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Even for one viewer. That's funny. I've never been hosted on Twitch before. That's funny.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you for that surprise. Oh my god. I'm being hosted. Yeah. Oh my god. That's funny. Exciting. That's the thing. Howdy. Welcome, Not Charlie. Anyway, oh my god, we're doing conlang streaming. Thank you for dropping by with the additional viewer you brought from the hosting. That's cool. Anyway. Let's narrow down some of these consonants. I think if we start with pa, ta, and ka, like that gives us a good like palette. We don't have to have too many sounds. We don't have to have sa and za, or da, or ka. We don't have to have any of this shit. We don't have to have ha. We can have ha behave in like an interesting way. We don't have to have fa.
I love fa.
I love fa too. I really like it with like fresh bean sprouts and like sriracha sauce. Yeah. But we can also have wa. We gotta have wa, basically. We gotta have wa and ya. And we can also have nasals. We can have nasals. N, and ng are the ones that English has. So, like, ma'am, non, and singing. Yeah. One of my favorite music is artist stream. I will do my best to support the cool things you do where I can. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think this is cool. It's not even music today, but I mean, I guess all language comes from song, so I appreciate. I can drink to that. I can drink puer to that. So I'm gonna make the decision of pataka. We keep pataka. Which ways do we divide pataka? We can do what old languages like Etruscan and what Korean does and separate aspiration, like pataka from pataka. We can also separate pataka from ba, da, ga. We can also put stops before these if we want, like pa, ta, ka. Or we could put whole adjectives behind it, like pa, ta, ka. We can modify these a bunch of different ways. There's so many different. I think we can pick 2. English has 2. Oh, there's also voices. Fa, va, sa, za, tha, tha. And we can get into those. Those are a bit more complex. But music is the source of life. Everything. You get it. Language is vibrations. Music is also vibrations. Vibrations are sound moving through air. Air is something we breathe. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some interesting meta. I'm gonna expand your conception of air. So think of air and water, and also fire like plasma, and also earth as a substance that can be bent between these different things, right? And particles, right, are different waves that are combining in such a way to render a particle, basically. If you can imagine, there's like sort of a threshold of like what constitutes as a particle, and there's a bunch of waves. There's like a bunch of waves going around, and every so once in a while, a wave strong enough to poke up an iceberg above the water is when we see a particle. And when three of those same waves do that in the same place, we get the specific subatomic particle that can build, atoms from. And that's basically what, so we're just those waves. But What's interesting about waves, and this is one of those things where you don't really think there's different kinds of waves. There's this wave, there's this wave, but there's a really important wave, and we think of speech and we think of sound as this wave, but it's not. It is this action through a medium, directed. So we're directing pockets of vibration at someone, and the series of this and how fast and in what order this travels to us and the way we pick it up, we process as this, as just the data, and then we split it up into, okay, what is the voice tone? What is the lower overtone in the voice? What is the root of this voice? So we can figure out that, and we figure out that tone. Then we use information from the overtone series. What is the loudest overtone? What shape am I hearing from on top of, created from this open voice? And then a different part of our brain processes that. And it's those combinations, and then the temporal element of the context of what's around it, is another element of those harmonics that we process. And that relates to the whole thing about matter being this, because matter is when you take akasha and you ether, so to speak. You take a something, I'm just gonna fucking throw out words for it: the void, the field, the earth, the ether, soul, life force, Sukino, the juice, I don't give a fuck. That. Matter is that with enough of this happening. And you know how if you squeeze something big enough, it like releases photons? Squeeze something big enough, it becomes solid. It becomes a solid particle in a moment. It becomes loud enough. It has compressible energy, and we see that compressed energy. And that little like space of compression is constantly moving with all of the other spaces of compression, because like through space, right? Planets are hurtling through space. We're spinning, but we're spinning around something else that is also spinning, hurtling, and that thing is probably orbiting something else, and we're all just moving with it, you know. And we just, you know, there's like everything is hurtling through space, and everything at a fundamental quantum level is these little compression waves being shot through, all moving in sequence, all moving, you know, cascading out and getting more complex, but all still staying together because they're all moving at the same rate. Because there's a grid of harmonics and frequencies that is, you know, generating this at a constant speed. And so when people talk about the word of God, think about how your speech does this. Think about how all matter is just a bunch of different planes of resonance doing this until particles show up. We're made of stardust, and stardust is made from the same things that come out of our mouths, just with a different medium. We are a grid because we have words that can create, like, things. Our words have power. That's why we were made in the image of gods. Because we can do the same shit. It just takes a few more steps. The void. That's what I commonly use, but for something completely different. The multiverse orbit around some giant alpha universe, where there are beings so high and so free that we can't comprehend their existence, probably.
Multiverse orbits some giant alpha verse. That's...
Yeah, that would be the fucking the Isles of Paradise or whatever the fuck. Like, all of our planets orbiting the sun is just an overtone. It's just like an octave of the higher system that we're probably fucking orbiting around. Everything's exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. All cycles are fucking exactly the same. Everything interacts in the same way. There's 8 planets until the planets start getting wonky. There's 8 notes in a scale. And all the ones above the 4th are considered like ethereal. Everything in the world is exactly the same, says Kanye West, and I agree with that. I think Kanye West said it best. Everything in the world is exactly the same. We're all waves.
Except me.
We're all waves. What?
Except me.
What are you?
I don't know.
You're
Just
not waves?
I'm just not wave. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That must suck.
I'm sorry.
Waves. Okay, I'm getting really fucking existential about stuff. It's 7:20. I have like a half an hour left. We can get somewhere with this. We can get somewhere with this. I think.